My mission is to inspire you to be the best you that you can be. Failure does not exist in a positive mind. Stay optimistic. Greetings and peace be unto you. This is the Inspiration Show, episode 15, entitled These Are Our Heroes. I'll be going over 10 prominent African Americans, some athletes, some entertainers, and athletes and entertainers. Basically what I got here, 10 of them. I'll be going over some of their flaws through life. I don't think I really need to touch on their achievements, because once I say the name of most of these guys, or I'll say 9 out of 10, if not all 10 of these guys' names, you're going to know who they are and what they've done, what their contribution to society was. They're all prominent figures. But the main thing I want to get at is that not so much about what they've done, the things they've been accused of, and showing you there's a bigger picture of what's going on out here. It's not just about individually what they've done. Collectively, the black icons being destroyed by the second. Soon, after a while, you're not going to have anybody that's not flawed in some sort of way. I mean, all people are flawed, but you're going to think of, say, Michael Jackson or R. Kelly, and you're going to just turn your face up. Or even worse, their catalogs are probably going to get wiped out completely, to the point where you're not even able to find their music unless you maybe have a hard copy disc or tape of their music. Because I was listening to a fellow YouTuber earlier, and something made me think about, if all of your music is collectively on digital platform, like if you have all of your music, iTunes or whatever Samsung does and things like that, if they decide to just wipe all that stuff out and say that even though you own it, they really own it, what are you going to do? It'd be gone. I'll give you a small example. I used to have, I still have iTunes, but I used to have like about 2,000 CDs. And I didn't want to, keep popping CDs in while I'm driving and all this other stuff. So I wound up actually sitting in the computer for about a week maybe. I think it took me a couple of days, maybe 3 days, 4 days. I put all of my CDs collectively on iTunes, so that I could just pretty much just pop my phone, my iPod, whatever in, and just listen to whatever I want to listen to. But what wound up happening, I think that account I had, something went wrong or some sort of way, and I lost the music. But I still had the CDs, so I could always do it again, or I could just say the hell with it, just play the CDs. But imagine if I didn't have those CDs and they decided to say, you know what? No more Michael Jackson. No more R. Kelly. No more Teddy Pendergrass. Anybody. I would be stuck and have to go try to find now CDs over these artists' music, because you can't get it digitally because they stopped playing it. Something funny I noticed right now, when R. Kelly came under scrutiny, all these people started talking about mute R. Kelly, taking his music off the radio and everything. But they got a documentary on right now about Michael Jackson. And not near one radio station that I've heard of has taken his music down. I'm not saying they should, because you know what? I still love his music. I still love R. Kelly's music. I don't love what R. Kelly has been allegedly doing. I don't love what Michael Jackson's allegedly been doing. But I'm not trying to be a police officer in a situation, an attorney, or a judge. I'll let them handle all that stuff. Michael Jackson is gone. He's passed away. So I don't know what more you want to squeeze wine from a rock. There is nothing else left to do to that man. What are you gonna do? Destroy his legacy to the point that everybody gonna hate him? That's not gonna work. Everybody's not gonna hate the man. I mean, they're gonna sue the estate. I look at it like this: if you're a true victim of rape, molestation, whatever, can $1 in the world help your situation? I don't believe that. That's my opinion on that. Your only closure would be that person's demise, or them in handcuffs, going to jail for the rest of their life or something. That might make you feel good. But giving you $1 million, yeah, you're gonna be happy you got the money, but is that gonna take away the memory, take away the thoughts, take away the pain? It's not. You're still gonna think about that every night. You're still gonna need psychiatric help. It's not gonna take that stuff away. And if it does, then that means that stuff never really was factual. So, I'm gonna get into each of these individuals. I got 10 to go through, and some of them's gonna be a little lengthy because they got some stuff going on behind them. Some guys will be real quick, but what I'm gonna do is I set it up in a certain order that I'm gonna go through the heavier part of the menu. We're gonna go through that first, and the rest of these guys that are not so much stuff going on with them, we'll go through near the end because it'll be quicker. I'm gonna just basically have the picture up of who I'm talking about, and I'm gonna say some things, give you a little background on them, and then we'll go on to the next guy. So expect about 10 slides of that, but I'm gonna keep it as interesting as I can. Stay tuned. And I'll be back later on to give you my final synopsis over everything. Okay, people, let's start it off. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was an alleged pedophile ridiculed by the media most of his life. And I say allegedly because, remember, he's never been convicted. He was charged, actually accused back in 1993. He denied the allegations and settled out of court. That was back in 1993. Keep in mind, this is 2019. The man done dead and gone. They still accusing him of whatever. This is from 1993. They was accused. He denied the charges and settled out of court. They came back again at him in 2004. Again for pedophilia acts. This time he was charged with 14 counts. Went to trial. 2005. Done with. He beat the case. Then back now in 2019, you got 2 more people alleging that, they were molested and touched in some sort of way when they were children. I don't know what to say. I mean, what it looks like to me, they've been trying to take this man down for most of his life, most of his career. They wanted him out of here. He's a very big influence, not just amongst African Americans, but amongst the world. People love Michael Jackson. I mean, he did a lot. Not just musically. His charitable and humanitarian efforts were unsurpassed by not many. With the likes of like Muhammad Ali and I don't even want to say Oprah Winfrey because she's a conniver. But I'm going to say Muhammad Ali. You compare it to that. He was probably one of the most recognizable figures in the world besides Muhammad Ali. Can a place you go in the world, maybe even today, that people don't know who Michael Jackson is? So then in 2019, we have the documentary Leaving Neverland, where you have Jimmy Safechuck and Wade Robinson, whatever his name is. I don't know, maybe I'm getting it wrong. These 2 gentlemen said that they were, well, actually they accused Michael before some years ago of molestation, but they dropped their charges. Well, actually, they said that nothing happened. And now they reacted, or retracted, whatever the word, I can't get it right now. They came back with it again, basically, and now are accusing him of molestation once again and saying that something did happen. Now, the sad part about it is Oprah Winfrey is pushing this thing. Now, she was supposed to be a close friend of Michael Jackson, and from what I see here, these are not things that close friends do. I'll tell you personally, I don't care what any of my close friends do. I'm just not gonna. Either I'm gonna support what they do, or I don't support it. But if I feel what they did is wrong, I won't support what they did. But I'm still that friend, depending on what the level of our friendship. Obviously, if it's someone who's a close friend of mine, I'm not gonna just turn my back on them. But I'm not gonna be a part of the wrongdoing either. But I feel she not only turned her back on him, she's actually going totally against him. In every sense of the word. And it's like he's the biggest part of all this is that he's not here to defend himself. And people are like, I feel like coming at this as a state trying to get money. There's all about is trying to get to that money. These guys are probably not doing well financially, and they want to get money. The last I heard of, I don't remember which one it was. See, these guys, they almost look alike too. The two guys. I think they're both dancers too. One of them had a deal with for Step Up. Step Up, I don't even know the name of the thing. Step Up. The series Step Up. They made a series out of it. And he's supposed to be producing it or choreographing it or something like that. And I guess it fell through, but they still wound up doing it. And that would have been a payday for him. But, he probably didn't, his career didn't do well. I guess he figured he was going to blow. He was going to be just like Mike, some sort of speak. But, and it's the thing. People see, church folk will say, you see my glory, but you don't know my story. In the streets, basically, you see these drug dealers, you see these athletes, these stars, and you think that their life is sweet. And in all reality, it's not. It's what you see on the outside. But if you had to walk a day in their shoes, you probably really respect whatever they went through to get where they're at. I'm not trying to live anybody else's story but my own. That's hard enough. I don't want to be anybody but me. R. Kelly allegedly slept with underage girls. Now I say allegedly because he's been accused of this thing more than once. And it dates back to the 90s, actually. Now, factually, 1994, he married Aaliyah, the singer Aaliyah. He was 27 at the time, and she was 15. Now, later was found out that Aaliyah had lied to him and said she was 18, but even still, it wouldn't really matter. I mean, like, 18, 27, you guys got nothing in common. That's just my opinion. I can tell you right now, when I was 27, I wasn't looking at no 18-year-old. They wasn't doing that for me. Unless somehow they fooled me or something, lied, something like that. But there's always certain things that younger girls give off, certain little things that they do. Biting their nails, blowing bubbles, eating sunflower seeds. I'm not trying to be funny really, but it's just certain things usually that younger girls do that give way to saying how old they are or telling their age. So back in 1991, Tiffany Hawkins said she allegedly slept with R. Kelly beginning at age 15. He was 24 at the time. And this relationship lasted for 3 years. She actually was before Aaliyah's situation.
For whatever reason, that didn't stick enough to put him away to jail, whatever like that. And I just told you about the Leah situation. So next up, you got 2001. Tracy Sampson. She sued R. Kelly, and they settled out of court. I don't have the amount, but that's not even important. He basically paid her off. You see the pattern here. I don't know how old she was, but I'm alleging that she was underage. Then you have, in 2002, he was sued again, but this time by Patrice Jones and Montina Woods, settled out of court. That same year, he was charged with 21 counts of child pornography. This time he was arrested. And it stemmed from a video that was anonymously sent to the Chicago Sun-Times, who then passed it on to the Chicago police. He was found not actually. Yeah, does that sound familiar to you? Someone anonymously gave a tape of him having sexual relations with a minor. Just randomly, somebody brought a tape to the Times, who gave it to the police. Okay, remember, this sounds familiar. Hopefully, keep that in your mind. And then he went to court. He was found not guilty because he denied all claims, of course. He was found not guilty. Now, between 2002 to 2004, 12 more counts of child pornography. He got off on that. He didn't go to court on that one, I believe. 2017, allegedly accused of having a sex cult. No action was taken there. 2018, the Mute R. Kelly's campaign, after the Surviving R. Kelly series that came about, by February 19th of 2019, this year, Michael Avenatti submitted a video to Cook County State Attorney Office in Chicago that he has yet another video. Now, remember 2002. Remember I saw that from before. He has that video. Someone just recently, a couple, stated that they have a video in addition to that. So now we're talking about maybe 3 or 4 videos circulating. I believe these videos are old. It doesn't really matter if they're old or new. They're still saying that, that there was some kind of pedophilia acts, allegedly. So then this time he was arrested and charged with 10 counts of criminal sex abuse. This time it was 10 counts instead of 21. He was arrested. He denied the claims. He was arrested, released on a $100,000 bail. He owed $161,000 in child support. Someone paid both of those amounts for him anonymously. And now he's free at the moment until he comes back for trial, or so he comes back for court again, dealing with this case. I don't really know what to say about this. I mean, like I said, he got a whole track record history of all this stuff. So it's like, it seems like we didn't get him the first time, we're going to get him this time. And that's kind of what's going on. But keep in mind now, they can't pull up whatever they had from before. They can't pull it up on him now. It could be nothing related. Any charges that they try to come up with against him cannot be the same stuff that he was charged with from before, because that would be double jeopardy. Now, I said they shouldn't and they can't, right? But doesn't mean that they won't try. And if they do it and get away with giving double jeopardy to him, that could be a very bad thing. Forget about that being for him. Think about the criminal justice system in itself. Because if they do this act one time and get away with it, they're going to do it again. They're going to make it a regular thing. Imagine, beating a case in court and then somehow getting wrapped up in that same case again. Double the amount of time they were trying to get you for last time. And then getting convicted this time. I mean, that would be crazy. So, that's what I say on that part. Just the fairness of things, not so much that I care about him as an individual when it comes to that. In 2011, LL Cool J was allegedly accused of sleeping with a transsexual by the name of Tony Newman. She alleges she had sex with not only LL Cool J, she had sex with Eddie Murphy and also radio personality Mr. C as well. I don't even really feel right saying she, but either way, she's transsexual. Now, I got much love for L, Eddie Murphy, and Mr. C. They're all pioneers in the game. But what can I say about this? Actually, it's not the first time Eddie Murphy was involved in something like this. Back in 1997, Eddie Murphy was pulled over with a transsexual in his car at 4:45 a.m. And he says that Eddie Murphy stated that the transsexual was looking for a ride. She seemed like she was in trouble. Something was wrong, so he decided to give her a ride. I don't know. 4:45 in the morning, I'm not stopping for nobody. You look like you got an issue, look like you got some issues going on and you might need some help. I'll call the police for you. I'll call your ambulance. But as far as me stopping and getting out of my car, I don't know what's going on or who you are. I'm not about to do that. And I'm a regular person. Eddie Murphy, at that time right there and up to now, was a highly recognizable figure. At that, 1997 I said? 1997. So you're talking about Eddie Murphy had already did Saturday Night Live already, so he's well known for Saturday Night Live. Already did his comedy sketches already, Raw and Delirious already done. So you mean to tell me that he's comfortable pulling over for a regular stranger in the street and not knowing that maybe they might try to rob him or do something to him? I don't know. That's kind of fishy for me. But back to LL, this the transsexual Tony Newman, say that LL was not a regular, but a customer at one time, and that the area that they were in was a known area for transsexuals, like a transsexual prostitute track, basically. But my thing is this. All right, if he did it, he did it. If he didn't, then so be it. But if you see where I'm going with all of this, these are ways that it seems like, I don't want to say Illuminati or elite and all this other stuff, but it is what it is. There's something going on that our black figureheads and icons are either being embarrassed or being taken out, straight up taken out, being killed or allegedly being killed, poisoned or whatever you want to call it, or just made to be buffoons in some sort of sense. Because this could have been a career damaging thing for LL Cool J. Think about LL Cool J and how iconic he is for hip hop. And also think about the type of macho machismo that he gives off. And then put him with a transsexual was like, that'd be the oddest thing in the world. You talking about a guy that pretty much, prides on getting whatever woman he can get, who's also a married man. mind you. So this kind of seems a little strange, you know. But anyways, that situation got swept under the rug, and he survived, I would say, with his career intact. Although his career took a shot, I'm sure, with that. Had that happened to him early in his career, he might have been in some trouble. But, this happened well after LL was already, I would say pretty much done with his career musically. He's more focused on the acting now. But, however you look at it, he's still LL Cool J no matter what. Whether it be the acting or the music, you're still going to look at him a certain way. You're not going to look at him as somebody who sleeps with transsexuals. Eddie Murphy, I mentioned, that he has been in this situation before. Now, mind you, also, Tony Newman, stated that Eddie Murphy was a regular. Tony Newman, excuse me. That he was a regular on that area over there looking for transsexuals. Mr. C was actually caught with a transsexual. Well, actually, not even, is it a transsexual or a regular guy? The picture looked like a guy. I don't have that picture. I don't have a picture of Mr. C up. I don't think it's necessary. I got 10 pictures up here already, or, of all the people I'm talking about. So putting Mr. C up there would be like, for what? Or the picture of the actual transsexual. I don't think anybody needs to see that. You can look this stuff up. It's right online. There's no I'm not just shooting in the wind here. Teddy Pendergrass in March of 1982 was involved in a car accident with a transsexual in the car next to him, with him and riding with him, leaving him paralyzed. And this about almost destroyed his career. But now, actually, recently a documentary was released on his life, and the transsexual that was actually in the vehicle with him during the time of his car accident, she expressed that there was nothing went down sexually between him and her. So it's kind of basically something that if something went down, this is something that only the two of them know. No one seems to have the quote-unquote receipts on this thing. But at that time, in those days and times, this was not something that was, a normal thing for a straight man to engage with a transsexual. So it kind of was damaging in sort of way to his career. His career could have been through just from that. But somehow he was able to bounce back and still perform, even though the traumatic injury with him being paralyzed, he would just come on stage on a wheelchair. He still could sing and everything like that, so things went well for him still. But, back in people's minds, it still held this against him and over his head. And it could have been something that could have maybe wiped out his legendary status. But a good thing is it didn't. Damn, people, I'm already at like a half an hour, and I got like 6 more people still to go. We at James Brown right now. He basically allegedly abused his wife. He was arrested for domestic violence, domestic assault, domestic abuse back in 1995 of his then wife. Before that, back in 1988, allegedly raped Jackie Hollander. Now you see through all these things, it's like a lot of these people have been accused of things more than once. Some people just twice, or not saying that once is not a lot. No, one time is too many. But some people got like a laundry list of stuff. Some people got a couple of things. But all in all, you see that the pattern is all black icons. Alright, let's get into it. Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons, hip hop mogul, pretty successful in the rap game. You can't go without what you call it. You can't go without talking about hip hop without mentioning him. Definitely focal point. Now he has a lot of sexual allegations against him. I actually have I think pretty much the whole roll right here. Dating back to 1983, alleged rape of Sherry Hines. That's back in 1983, allegedly. 1988-1989 time frame, allegedly assaulting Lisa Kirk and Tony Sally. 1991, alleged sexual assault of 4 women. 1994, alleged harassment of Tanya Reid. 1994-1995 time frame, alleged sexual harassment and rape of Drew Dixon. 2005, he allegedly exposed himself to a massage therapist named Aaron Beatty. 2014, he allegedly groped Christina Moore. Was that the last one? No, I got one more, I think. Yep. 2016, allegedly made inappropriate comments to Amanda Sales and alleged rape of Jennifer Jarosik. She actually re-entered the case again recently against him. Toilet paper line of allegations. He was never found guilty of any of this stuff. Probably paid people under the table, whatever the case. Something's going on that he ain't in jail. From 1983 all the way to now. He been getting away with whatever he's been getting away with, allegedly. And rumor on the street, or rumor has it, he's not even in the country presently. He's out somewhere out of the United States. Now, I don't know exactly where. But if he does come back, I can almost guarantee they're going to put some cuffs on him or something. He's going to get hit with something. They're going to chase him down, especially with all the stuff going on now. This has got to be my longest video ever. I think I'm at 40 minutes now. Hopefully you're still with me. But let's get into Terry Crews. Terry Crews, known for Friday and the movie White Chicks and various slapstick recent comedy, as well as the Old Spice commercials. He is 6'3", 240. 6'3", 240 pounds. The reason I'm saying that is because in 2017 he claimed a Hollywood executive, a male, grabbed him by the genitals in front of his wife. Now, I'm not saying that just because of his height and weight that shouldn't have happened, but I am saying that shouldn't have happened because I'm only 5'10", and you ain't grabbing my genitalia in front of nobody. I don't care how big or whatever you are. I'm not. I ain't that guy. So he says that he was concerned with, what might happen to him afterwards. Being ridiculed, arrested, put in jail. Man, I'd worry about all that later on. You two were out there worrying about that dollar bill. If it's because maybe he never had something, I've been there where I ain't had things. But my pride is much more expensive than the dollar bill. Unless you swinging that way, then hey, by all means. But nah, ain't no man coming to me nowhere and grabbing my stuff. We ain't gonna play all them games. People need to stand up for what they believe in and stand up. Period. Stand up as a straight man, if that's the case, and stand up. Period. And let people know you're not to be messed with. Because to me, from the outside looking in, his wife got more daggone stuff down there than him. Because he's always, if you listen to how he's always talking about, he's always saying that she's the I don't know, the strength behind him, whatever. Nothing wrong with that, but he just seems really ultra feminine to me, especially for how he looks. I mean, maybe I'm judging him by the cover, but there's no way that man should be acting any ounce of feminine. Moving along. Now, I didn't go into depth about Terry Crews' situation as far as how it's actually hurting us as a people, but he actually wasn't targeted as far as being taken out, because he stepped aside and just, instead of letting it get to a point where they can mock him about anything, he just, he stepped aside instead of trying to be a dominant figure about anything. Now, Michael Jordan, there was an attempt at trying to desecrate his character and defame him for his gambling issues back in 1993. It was publicized and, put on a grand scale, I guess, to try to bring his character down and make him seem like this monster because of gambling. But a lot of people gamble. It's not nothing new with that. It's never gonna stop. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna start. It didn't start with him. It's not gonna end with him. But I guess it was so taboo because of who he was. I think at the time he had a quote unquote squeaky clean image. So the gambling situation, they use that as a way to try to attempt to tarnish his image. And his father was murdered. Rumor has it could have been behind, allegedly because of a gambling debt or some sort of gambling deal or something going wrong. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows except for Michael Jordan and his father. But that was a failed attempt at tarnishing his image. Later on, he actually got divorced from his wife. If you wanted to say that's another thing they made a big deal about, accused allegedly of cheating on her and stuff like that. I mean, I have no idea about all that. The only thing I know about Michael Jordan, factual, is that he's a 6-time NBA champion and considered to be one of the greatest players of all time. In my opinion and many others. Definite black icon. But hold your popcorn tight, because he may be coming for him soon. Who knows? All right, y'all. We almost at the finish line. I'm down to my last two. This is Bill Cosby. America's dad at one point. Considered to be America's dad. Made all the Cosby Show, different movies from back in the 70s. Great comedian. But unfortunately, after you kind of tarnish your image or your legacy, people forget about the good that you've done. And sad to say, that's probably going to be the end of this story with him. Allegedly back in 1997, Autumn Jackson says that she's Bill Cosby's daughter out of wedlock. This is back in 97. I don't believe he ever actually claimed her, but that was the allegation. It seems that he's been doing things of an odd nature for many years. He admitted to many of the things that he did. Unfortunately, at the time that he admitted to this stuff, he's already, in his golden years, an old man already. So now this man is in jail and may be in jail for the rest of his life behind all these things he's done. I mean, guilty, you're guilty, but sad way to see a black icon, an icon, period, an American icon go down like this. He was convicted, sentenced to 3 to 10 years on sexual assault. I don't remember all the counts and all that stuff like that, but it doesn't even matter. He's in there already. And probably will never see the light of day. And they're probably chipping away his legacy right now as we speak. I know they're already minimizing the amount of airplay that the Cosby Show gets. On top of that, probably trying to dig into maybe removing some of his honors and stuff like that. His masters. Well, Dr. William H. Cosby is his actual title. So who knows what else they're gonna try to erase out of this man's legacy. Hope y'all still riding with me at the end of the finish line now. We're at the finish line actually. Chris Brown, well-known singer, entertainer, definitely on the rise. He hit a speed bump in his career with his tumultuous relationship with singer Rihanna when he was accused of abusing her. He was actually convicted for abusing her. He was sentenced to probation. But that was not where actually his problems started. Back in, what is this, 2009 I got hit? 2009. He was actually that's when it happened. Okay. The Rihanna situation was 2009. And then 2012, phone robbery of a woman who took a picture of him outside of a Miami nightclub. I guess he doesn't like people taking pictures of him. Something like Kanye is funny about that too. Kanye West is very funny about you taking pictures of him without his consent. 2013, he shoved a woman to the ground. All these situations I'm about to read to you, all women situations where he's done something to harm them in some sort of way. Or like the first one there, 2012, was a robbery. In 2013, he shoved some woman down to the ground for whatever reason. 2015, there was a bus assault. He forcibly threw a woman from his tour bus, allegedly. 2016, he punched a woman in the face and took her phone. This is in Las Vegas. In that same year, allegedly attacked his former tour manager, who was also a female. Also in the same year, he brandished a firearm to a female who showed up at his house unexpectedly and without permission, which actually is legal as long as his firearm was legal, but we don't know that. But what can I say about Chris Brown? I mean, I remember at the beginning of his career, I think his first song was Run It. And I saw him as an aspiring artist, ready to take, not take the reins from Michael Jackson and people like that, but, add to that greatness, with his own unique style. And he definitely was, I would say he was on an express train to getting there. But he had some setbacks. And now it's like, I don't know what to expect from this kid now. He put out a 3-disc album. And I didn't listen to the whole album. I listened to some of it. Because, 3 CDs, that's a long time. But, nonetheless, it was some good quality music on there. But a lot of it couldn't get radio play because, now lately all these R&B singers are cursing more than rappers. So, couldn't sit up there and really get into it like that. And the sex talk now on R&B albums is not like I grew up in it through the Jodeci era, so that was nasty enough. But now they're just not even making it creative anymore. They're just getting right to it, saying straight up, we're gonna do this. Not no beating around the bush, no creative, wizardry with the wording, just straight to it. And it's sad. I don't know. Oh, this is the part I left out. Just recently, early this year, Chris Brown was accused of rape in Paris. The case got thrown out. I think it was a false report or something like that. And I think he looked to countersue or sue in that situation. So he needs to be on point, because when that happened, the first thing I thought in my mind is they're trying to build a case against him. And trying to build a case against him to the point where they could just get him out of here forever if they can. I don't think he's influential enough yet to want to get rid of. But in due time, we'll find out just how influential he may be. And if the case is that if he is, then we'll see that they won't give him much chances when he gets in trouble again. All right, stay tuned for the closeout and the synopsis.
In closing, we have to stop looking for celebrities, entertainers, athletes, designers, anybody of the sort to determine what we're supposed to do in life, or controlling our lives, or anything of that matter. Not to just stop looking at these people as role models. My role model was my uncle. And was he a flawed man? Yes. Am I a flawed man? Yes. You watching this are flawed. Everybody that walks this earth is flawed in some sort of way. So we can't look at the flaws of people and choose to judge them only on their flaws. The people that I spoke of in this video are all flawed men. But don't forget what they've done in regards to what they've done for African American people of the world in some cases. We can't focus on what they've done, only their flaws, be they great or minimal. In many cases, the flaws they have were great flaws, big flaws. But if you try to judge everybody off of their flaws, you're going to run out of hands to count it on. I only chose 10 people of African American descent to focus on, to show you there's more than just something going on with just all of a sudden finding certain traces of guilt or whatever, finding guilt on certain people. It's a bigger picture. Black icons are literally getting vanished, wiped out, their legends tarnished. It's going to come to a point where the generation after my generation's generation will never even have heard of these people. Or if they've heard of them, they're going to only know the wrong about them and not respect their work and their dedicate their donation to society as a whole, their gift to society. For instance, Michael Jackson did a lot of humanitarian efforts. I mean, what he did other than that, only he and God knows. But he did a lot of great things, in addition to whatever he might have done wrong. Keep in mind, he was never convicted of the things that he was accused of. Served no jail time. So, just something to think about. Focus on being your own guiding light. Focus on being a role model instead of looking for one. Thank you for your time.
Don't forget to donate to my movement as it is greatly appreciated. Thank you. More importantly, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share and put the good word out to somebody.